I have predictions and a preview for the Texas-Oklahoma game coming up in... Go. As always, I have to mention that I record on Fridays, so if Oklahoma finds himself in overtime to a 32-point underdog, I can't really incorporate that into my decision. With that said, it's week 6 of the college football season. I think I have something to work with. Now, a few weeks ago, I picked Oklahoma to make it to the college football playoffs. So how am I feeling about that pick now? The truth? Not as great. After this matchup, they still have to go at TCU, at Texas Tech, versus OK State, and at West Virginia. That's a lot of ats I just said. Not as easy as it typically looks for Oklahoma here in 2018, but first things first, this is the Red River Shootout. And yes, it will be a shootout. Let's dive topic by topic to break this one down, shall we? First, we'll look at the offenses and defenses. At the time of this recording, Oklahoma is averaging 44 points a game on offense and is giving up 21 points a game on defense to some very average ranged opponents. Flipping the script, Texas also gives up 21 points a game, but against better offenses. Offensively, they're at 31 points a matchup, which again is against better defensive teams. I'd argue here that the Texas defense is better than the Oklahoma defense, and the Oklahoma offense, albeit against worse competition, is better than Texas. Looking further into the offenses, let's talk about the quarterbacks. At the quarterback position for Texas, we have Sam Ehlinger, who has gone for 978 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He's at 60.3%, up from 57.5% last season, and is throwing for 7.5 yards a clip. For Oklahoma, you have Kyler Murray, who is completing an impressive 68.2% of his passes. He's thrown for 1,028 yards and is at 11.7 yards per completion. He's also at 11 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. Again, it is important to note that Murray has gone against an easier schedule. I really like both quarterbacks here, and I don't think that either quarterback is going to break this game for his team. In other words, I think both quarterbacks are going to have a great day throwing the football, and particularly in Murray's case, running the football as well. Ehlinger has really teetered around the 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interception area. Against Oklahoma's defense, I think I like him for around 323, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Murray, on the other hand, has been a little less predictable. I'm thinking in this one, he'll go for 280 by air, 70 by ground, 4 touchdowns, 1 with his legs, and 1 interception. So that's 3 passing touchdowns and 1 running touchdown, just so we're clear. Basically, what I'm saying is the QB position with both defenses in mind is a bit of a wash for me. So let's discuss the coaches next. Tom Herman is in his 2nd season at Texas. So far, we've already seen what he's capable of. After the Longhorns went 6-7, 5-7, and 5-7 again under Charlie Strong, Tom Herman jumped in and quickly turned them into a bowl-eligible team, making them 7-6 last season. This year, at the time of this recording, they're 3-1 and ranked number 18 in the nation. From a performance metric, I imagine most Longhorn fans approve of Tommy. But the news out of Ohio with the whole strip joint thing? Not so much. Texas, of course, is an absolute goldmine when it comes to recruiting. So the great news for them is that if Tom Herman can keep them up towards the climb of positivity, they could indeed get back to their traditional winning style of football. He'll be up against Lincoln Riley, who in his first year at Oklahoma took an already good football team to the playoffs and by all means probably should have beaten Georgia. I'll be the first to admit that I had small doubts on Riley going into 2017, but I love when young coaches prove me wrong. I expected Oklahoma, being the fine program that it is, to hire someone already proven. However, this just goes to show that if you're qualified, regardless of past experience or lack thereof. There's of course still time for Lincoln to fail here, but I don't know. Something about his demeanor lets me know that I think he's going to be winning there for a while. So who do I think is better? Well, I hate to be lame, but I think this too is a wash. Herman has brought life into and has rejuvenated a struggling Texas squad, while Lincoln Riley has helped maintain the promise in Norman. They both have their teams headed in the right direction right now, and to choose one over the other would be silly and without backing. There's just not enough of a sample size just yet. If you twisted my arm for fun and just a guess for longevity's sake, I'd have to go with Lincoln Riley. But for this game, right now, it's an even slate. So with one side having the better defense, one side having the better offense, a wash at the quarterback position, and a wash with the coaches, who do I go with here? I can't even use home field advantage in this situation because the game's of course played at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas and it's a neutral site game. So I ended up going with this. The added dimension of Murray being able to run explosively with his legs will make Texas's defense ease up and have to respect it. Even against TCU, Sean Robinson was able to squeeze out 57 yards on 9 carries or 6.33 per. In fact, if it weren't for the 3 interceptions that TCU threw, Texas could have been in some trouble. TCU in that game went for 372 yards total, which tells me that Oklahoma could easily break 500. Murray is not as turnover prone as Robinson is, and he's better at both throwing the ball and running the ball. I said earlier that neither Ehlinger or Murray would break this game for their team, but I'm saying now that it will be Murray who makes this game for his team. It's important to note that Texas is rushing the ball for 164 yards a game, and Oklahoma is going for 214. Both of those numbers are of course good, but that gap is noticeable. Ehlinger ran for 110 yards and a touchdown against Oklahoma last season. Passing the ball, he went for 278 and a touchdown. So it's not like he won't be fun to watch on Saturday. I'm not saying he won't. I'm simply saying Kyler Murray is more electric, and those big plays will take a toll on Texas's defense. I think it will be one of those situations where Texas feels like it had the game, but those big plays will add up and it will haunt them with what could have been. I'm saying 36-31 Oklahoma, but I'd be interested to see what everyone else has to say, so if you have an opinion on the game, comment below and let me know. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone's support. I think we're getting closer to 300 subscribers right now, which feels really good. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful for the people who comment on the video or like the video or even dislike the video, because it lets me know that you engaged in it, whether you agreed or not. I'm really thankful for you all. If I'm being honest, you almost have to have those subscribers come in order to really feel like doing this again. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So when people come in and they actually care about your content, that means a lot and it keeps people going. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I have to be honest, I'm kind of a sappy guy, so when I start to get a little bit of support, I want to let you guys know about it. Alright, I'll stop with the Britney Spears stuff, okay? See you guys next time.